I'm Ethan Owens from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I'm joined by Clayton Johnson, President of the Port Districts Footy Club in the Division 1, and this is our weekly wrap. So we'll just start off by going through the results from the Norwood Hotel Division 1 from last weekend, and we'll start off with Ross Trevor defeating Goodwood Saints by 32, St Peter's defeating Salisbury North by 12, Prince Alfred Old Collegians defeated Adelaide University by 64, Payneham Norwood Union defeated Modbury by 18, and Teacher Gully defeated your boys Port Districts by 33. Obviously not an ideal result by any means, but how did you feel like the game played out from your perspective?
It started off very well. I think we kicked the first 3 or 4 goals, and then from there on it was the Teacher Gully show. They just showed us a clean pair of heels out of the middle. Their takeaways were unchallenged, and that was pretty much the first half for us. I think we were down by about 9 up until half time. And then half-time, I think the coach got into them a little bit, and there was a different side after half-time. In fact, we even challenged about 12 points, I think it was the margin in the last quarter, and then they just kicked away again. But when you give a side 9 or 10 goal start, it's very, very difficult to pick it back.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel like you guys bounced back after having that weekend off? You know, it's sort of that halfway point in the season. How do you feel like you guys came after that weekend off?
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Sometimes when you've got a bunch of injuries to key players, it's good to have that break, but I think momentum starts to shift a little bit as well. And we're in a bit of a tough patch at the moment. We've got, I think, 6 weeks away from our home ground before we get back there, so 4 weeks away, plus a bye. So a little bit of momentum away from the ground that you train and play at. Sometimes when you get those week about games and you get back home, you can make amends for those losses away.
So, I guess despite the loss on the weekend, who would you say were the best players and really sort of stepped up for you guys?
It was good to see a couple of different contributors. Harley Tiller did step up into the game. We've got a contributor that plays well every week. That's Mitch Gaffney. He played exceptionally well. Then we had Jason Iskahus, a regular contributor, and of course the skipper Trent Heffernan played a very good game as well.
Awesome, and looking forward to next week in the Norwood Hotel Division 1. I'll just get some tips on these games if you could. Ross Trevor will play Prince Alfred.
Probably looking at Ross Trevor. Probably the best side I've seen on live this year, so I'd be tipping Ross Trevor.
Modbury and Teacher Gully?
Gullies by a mile, yeah. Good side.
Salisbury North and Goodwood?
Salisbury North, very good football side, though a little bit hard to pick, but I'd probably go with Goodwood. They're striking a bit of form just of late.
Adelaide University and Payneham?
Depending on where that game is played, not sure where that one's being played. If it's a home game, I'd be picking the home sides. If it's at Unis, pick Unis. If not, at Payneham, and I'll pick Payneham.
And St Peter's will take on your boys' Port Districts. I assume you'll want to back your boys. How will you prepare for that one?
I think they'll just go about the normal routines. It's served them quite well in the past. Jeremy Clayton, the coach, has got a fairly basic set of training drills for the guys every week. They know about what they need to do. They'll go and have a review of where they went bad, where they went good, and hopefully reflect more on the good side of where they played that second half against Teacher Gully and pick up from that to start the game against St Peter's.
So you played St Peter's in round 1 and you got up in that occasion. What do you feel like you learnt from that occasion, and what you'll be able to take for this next week?
Oh, we know they've got some very good tools up forward, so we now need to move the ball really quickly. Don't give them those opportunities to get their forwards back deep on those one-on-ones. But we've got a chance to spread and run hard.
Awesome, thanks Clayton. I'm Ethan Owens from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine, and today I'm joined by Clayton Johnson, President of Port Districts Footy Club in the Division 1, and that was our weekly wrap.